The Persian ending. The mystery of the Somerton Man. On a seemingly ordinary morning of December 1, 1948, a well-dressed man lay dead on Somerton Beach, Australia, prompting one of the most bewildering mysteries in modern forensic history. The discovery turned a peaceful beach into a hotbed of unsolved enigmas that would perplex both amateur sleuths and seasoned detectives for decades to follow. At the heart of this mystery was a simple yet profound phrase, Tamam Shud, which translates from Persian to, "It is finished." The man's body was found with no identification, devoid of labels on his meticulously tailored clothing. His fate echoed through time, trapping him between the veils of life and death. An autopsy was conducted, but perplexingly, no apparent cause of death was uncovered. Theories swirled: poison, an undetectable drug, or perhaps the unthinkable act of a cold-blooded murderer. Nonetheless, these theories swayed, reflecting the ever-elusive truth against the backdrop of mid-20th century Australia. As investigators probed deeper, they unearthed a small scrap of paper in the man's fob pocket, bearing the words, Tamam Shud. This seemingly innocuous note led police to a copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a book of Persian poetry that may have held the key to the man's last moments. Curiously, the book contained a code on its back cover. This cipher, however, has resisted all attempts at decipherment, becoming a tantalizing puzzle that contributed to the allure surrounding the Somerton Man. A suitcase discovered at a nearby Adelaide railway station provided more clues, but no answers. Items within, including a stencil brush and clothing that matched the orange thread found on the deceased, pointed to a man of likely maritime background. This suggestion led to rampant speculation over the identity of the man: a sailor, an espionage agent, or a victim of double dealings. The absence of identifying marks and the deliberate removal of clothing labels only fueled the fire of conspiracy theories. Each hypothesis met with fervor, captivating both journalists and the public. The case remained dormant for over 50 years until advances in DNA technology finally shed some light. In 2022, scientists managed to extract DNA from the original plaster cast of the Somerton Man's head and matched it to Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer born in 1905 in Melbourne. Yet even with a name, the cause of death and the circumstances surrounding his presence at Somerton Beach remained frustratingly ambiguous. Webb's connection to a local nurse, Jessica Ellen Thompson, stirred further intrigue. Despite her denials, the two shared an indelible bond that hinted at a more complex narrative, perhaps one woven with unexpressed desires or sinister undertones. As the police initially attempted to unravel Webb's past, they found not just a man at the center of a crime scene, but a narrative steeped in poetically rich layers of life and death, love and loneliness. Webb's poetry was reflective of a mind that perhaps felt entrapped by the world around him, a possible introspection about existence and mortality that could only come from a mind that resonated deeply with the verses. Those close to him described him as somewhat of a loner, a man who preferred the embrace of solitude over the cacophony of social interactions. With every advancement in the investigation, hope would once rise that a clear picture might emerge, only to be met with the silence of unanswered questions. Webb's life story became mythologized, Pieces of his life, like jigsaw puzzle fragments, sprawled under the weight of legend. Were his adventures tinged with romance, espionage, or the echoes of personal demons? His fate continually beckoned to be unveiled. Various theories coursed through the minds of investigators and enthusiasts alike. Some deemed this man to be part of an espionage ring, a Cold War spy obscured from history, latent with ultimate purpose, manifesting in a haunting death on a remote Australian beach. Others viewed the case through the lens of organized crime, a deal gone wrong in a world of shadows where men lived doubled lives, concealing their true selves beneath false identities. The enigma of Tamam Shud ripples throughout popular culture, inspiring numerous literary and cinematic works as the allure of the unsolved continues to captivate. Each reinterpretation of the Somerton Man tale invokes the haunting memories of a nameless person who crossed through life bearing heavy secrets before disappearing forever. Today, as we sift through the remnants left behind, fragments of mystery and worn-out detective notepads, conversations uncomfortably stewing over pints in pubs, and hushed tones racing through earnest online forums, one truth prevails. The very essence of our humanity resonates in the questions we are unable to answer. Will we ever truly know who Carl Charles Webb was, or why he met his demise on that fateful day at Somerton Beach? And might we find ourselves in the realm where our curious natures bridge the chasm of understanding and ignorance? The Tamam Shud mystery remains, an exquisite riddle inscribed eternally in the annals of time, echoing the never-ending search for truth in an uncertain world.